Hello everyone, welcome back to the Netrock server. I hope you are all doing absolutely fine today. I hope you're all enjoying quarantine. I know that I'm making the most of it. So yes, we've been up to some little bits and bobs over here since the last episode. I've had a couple of pillager patrols wander through. Needless to say, they are no longer a problem. I baked myself a cake because I felt like it. I felt like I needed a cake. Got it on this nice little table right there. I'm quite happy with that. Quite happy with that indeed. And I also didn't buy anything. Built a oh god, those chickens are rather loud. Sorry. Let's bring that down a bit. Yes, I built myself a little bird table here for our little parrot friend. Got our bird bath right here as well. He's having a great time up there, which is all that matters. I appear to have flattened... Oh, whoops, what was in the chest there? Oof, plenty of stuff going on. So, in the previous, or between this episode and the last one, I actually managed to get our enchantment station fully set up, as you can see down here. It's not pretty, but it does the job nicely. And I went and did some enchanting. And that has resulted in the fine assortment of bits and bobs that you see in this chest right here. Also, thanks to some fishing as well, we got our hands on some books, which I've been saving up so that we can do a little bit of anvil work. So, the first thing I've got here is the Silk Touch pick. I've been going through that quite nicely. First thing I think we want to do is put mending on there so that we don't run out at all, and then that'll become our main business pick. I also have an efficiency 4 book here to turn this into efficiency 5 so that it's the best a man can get. So that's what we're going to do with those right there. Let's get that sorted first and foremost. We'll take our... it's probably going to be cheaper to do it this way round, I imagine. 7 levels or... Oh, 21 of course, yeah. Okay, 7 levels to do that. Another 8 to make it efficiency 5. And what should... Oh, whoops. Just slid in a bit and probably jogged the desk. Sorry about that. Spike in audio. What should we call our diamond pick with Silk Touch? I'm gonna stick with my usual. We're gonna call it Galaxy. We're gonna call it Galaxy. Named after the chocolate, of course. Other chocolates are available, but it is advertised as being silky smooth, and this one has Silk Touch on it. Boom, sorted. That's that one taken care of. 25 levels left to spend. I have an efficiency 4 book here to turn our shovel into efficiency 5 also. So let's just do that. And this can be called... I'm going to stick with JCB. I'm fairly sure I've called my efficiency 5 shovels a name of that effect in the past as well. I've got a fortune pick right here, which will come in very useful for destroying various ores and bits and bobs. And then I've got my sword right here, which has sweeping edge 3 and sharpness 3. That's okay. But then I've got a mending book for it, which I'm going to need to pop on there. And then we've got looting to make it looting 2. And then a variety of sharpness enchantments to hopefully bring it up to sharpness 5. I doubt we're going to get all of these on here, but let's at least have a look. Let's start with mending. That's probably the most important for me at the moment. That'd be 3 levels. And then I want to put looting on there so that we can start getting ahead on the wither skulls if we're going to go back into the nether and farm those. And now will my sharpnesses go on there and will they increase the level? That'll make it sharpness 4 and give it knockback 2 as well. I didn't anticipate that, so that'll be good for 9 levels. We're just going to call this the Almighty Smiter. That'll do very nice indeed. And then I have 1 level left to make the sharpnesses. That makes sharpness 4, which when we put on there will become a sharpness 5, and it will become the sharpest sword a man can get. Wonderful. I've also got a diamond chestplate here, which we can put fire protection 4 on. And I've got feather falling 4 boots with protection 3. We'll add another protection book on there to make that hopefully into protection 4. That'll be very good and handy indeed. Boom! But that's not for right now. I don't have enough levels for it. I also managed to fish up this book here, which is obviously no use to us now because of we've got feather falling 4, but it always seems to be the way you get a curse of vanishing with the enchantments that you really, really want. Ah, beautiful. Morning has broken. Get out of here. Perfect. Cool, so we don't actually need anything else for the time being. I have got an ender chest now as well, which is wonderful. And now we're back down to 1 level. That is why I've been saving, for example, the golden chest plate here. And for instance, as well, all of the bows and fishing rods and things that we've fished up. Because we can use the grindstone right here to remove a lot of the to remove the enchantments from these. We don't need these. To remove the enchantments from equipment that we're not going to use. So quick charge 2, not interested at the moment. No, not really. No. That's not bad. And we'll take those. So for instance, we can pop these in here, and then this will just give us a book, but take all the XP off, which we can use to repair our tools. For instance, our sword right there is going to get nice and fixed. It does not remove curses though, which is unfortunate, but can't be helped. And once the sword is repaired, we can then just accumulate the XP for levels, which will allow us to get nice and ahead of the game, and then we can use all of those XP levels again to be able to enchant some new gear and put some new enchantments onto stuff we've already got enchanted. Now, I've got some friends. I've been working very hard, and I have but I have got some friends that I would like to rescue. You might be thinking that this looks a little bit out of place. We'll investigate that. Ooh, listen carefully. You might be able to spot something there. Well, if we break the... Oh, I haven't got any picks. The mystery is prolonged for a fraction of a moment longer. Oh, ho, ho, ho. What have I got back here? Well, I have got my 2 zombie villagers, Adam and Steve, right here. We're going to get on to making them better, curing them of their zombie ails at some point. Maybe not in this episode, because in this episode I did say that I wanted to begin to relocate out into the jungle over there. So we will need to gather up some of our bits and pieces and commence that journey. But before I do, I have just 2 more things to show you. I actually went down and did some strip mining. I turned this shaft down to the bedrock into an actual sort of strip mine, and I went and gathered a whole heap of stone, obviously, and a whole heap of resources too. That is not too shabby if I do say so myself. And because I've missed the thrill of doing it, shall we fortune out some diamonds? I'm feeling good. Let's do it. Hoping for some serious luck here. Hoping that maybe we can come out at the tail end of this with 30 diamonds. Does that seem reasonable? 3 per block. I think we'd need a lot of luck on our side for that to be the case. But let's give it a go. There's nothing wrong with hoping. So, 10 blocks of iron ore. let's see how we do. $22. Kind of lame, but you know what? Not to be sniffed at. 22 diamonds, that's pretty good. Considering how, before I did all of the enchanting, I only had 24. To get back to that area is actually pretty nice and tasty indeed. We'll pop that back in there for the time being until I can get some more enchantments for that. Now the last thing we're going to have a look at is down here in the mine shafts. I've got my cave spider spawners right here. I have one right here, I have a second one just there, and I have a third one right here. We did have a fourth one just in here, but a creeper blew up and destroyed it, and I cried. I came very close to crying. I was so distraught because what I have got here on this section right here, standing on this specific yellow block, we have that spawner active, and that one active, and indeed the one that was just through there would also have been active. So from this very block, if I step forwards over here, you'll see that though that one over there dies. If I step into this corner, that one down there has died. That one's the only one that's working. If we come over into this corner, these two are working, but that one is not. Literally, this is the only block where all three of our spawners are active. We could have had a farm built out of 4 cave spider spawners. I am really, really upset. But we have still got 3, which is certainly not to be sniffed at. I've begun to create the spawning room for this one right here, but I haven't actually gotten any further with that yet. I just thought I would show you that yes, it is possible, and we will have a triple cave spider farm at some point, assuming that I can work out how to build one. So with all of that being said, I guess now it's time to start moving things into the jungle. So what do we want to start with first and foremost? Well, this is why I've got an ender chest right here, is it's going to make things a little bit more streamlined for us. We will at least be able to do things nice and quickly. Well, I mean, we'll be able to do like 2 inventory loads of stuff at a time is what I mean. So we can pop all of that in there. And I'm actually really kind of looking forward to this. I've not gotten to show off the area that I would like to use for part of the jungle base, because the footage that I got for that, for when I was going to show it off, for some reason it corrupted, which is unusual. Oh no, it wasn't even that the footage corrupted, okay? The footage didn't corrupt. It just, when I was rendering the video, it just would not render that specific part of the video. The render kept on stalling at that specific point. And so in the end I just had to delete the clip, as that was what was causing the issues. Now we will obviously keep the mesa in mind, because obviously it'll be great for some of the terracotta that we can use in building. I've never actually built with terracotta, so it'll be interesting to try and incorporate that into some of our builds in our base at some point in the future. And there's obviously that's where the spider spawners are going to be. I can't move those, so we are certainly going to keep an access point to that place, maybe build a little rail system or something like that over there, and we can keep on heading back over there. Oh, it's one of the bright red parrots, look. So we will keep heading back over there for sure. So this right here, this clearing, is part of what I want to use for my base. We're gonna obviously have to deforest a lot of this area, get rid of a load of the jungle trees, clear ourselves plenty of room in which to build and do things. But let's just ascend the trees here, because I've only looked at it from the ground, and so it might be worth just having a look from a little bit higher up too. Oh, we made it, nice. Just to kind of see the area that we're looking at here. I just think that this looks like a really nice little cove. Really nice bit. It was this tree in the middle right here that really got my attention. I absolutely love this little island right here. It's got one tree, a little bit of bamboo right there. I just think this is a really, really nice location, and I think that it'll actually look really good with my base idea situated somewhere around here. Like I said, I kind of want a wooden sort of jungle fortress type thing. I guess is the only way I can describe it. And I think having this part in here as like a sort of enclosure, what we may even do is kind of fill in a lot of this pond here maybe, and just keep it as this in the center, then maybe create a land just across the back there, join these two bits of land up, and then just here also, and then bring this across around here as well. So it's just a complete ring encasing this part right here. I think that might look quite nice also. But it is all up in the air for the time being, and it's turning to nighttime, which means that I've been waffling for far too long. Far too long indeed. What we will do is we'll pop some torches just down right here though, just to create a little bit of safety. And this is where we're going to relocate all of our items to. What I would also like to do as well is create a roadway or a path or something that cuts through the jungle here, so that you have somewhere obvious to follow through, because trying to negotiate all of the bamboo right here is a little bit difficult. Oh my goodness me, there's loads of them. There's one thing I have noticed about this world, is that there are so many creepers. Like, it seems like there's more than usual. Infinitely more. But yeah, an actual roadway through the jungle here would be really good. Then we can get it all lit up so that it's nice and safe. We can have it mob proofed. And also you just haven't got to negotiate all of the bamboo and trees as much. It will just look a little bit more uniform. But that is also a project for another time. As most of these will be, actually. So how is everyone finding the imminent shutdown of the planet? Oh dearie me, it is a very serious problem the world's trying to deal with at the moment. I guess all we can do is just try and make the best of it. Try and support everyone as and when we can. Look out for each other and just be nice. I guess that's the most important thing, is to just be nice. Everyone's up against it at the moment. We just gotta try and do our best. I think for me, myself, I'm not really sure how to be at the moment. Is anyone else having that? Like, it feels odd to just have time off like this. It's like being back at school and having summer holidays for me. Not in the sense that, you know, it's great, we're having a wonderful time, everything's brilliant, the weather's hot, because none of those things are true. But what I mean is, when I was at school, for summer holidays, you'd have like 6 weeks off to just DOS and do nothing, you know. And at the moment, like initially, I was going out of my mind a little bit. I know I've got another efficiency book down here. I was going out of my mind initially because I'm facing the problem. I was like, I would love to be able to work from home. You know, I'm a bartender, so we need to take our enchantments off that and throw that book away. Like, I'm a bartender, so I can't do my work from home. You know, there is nothing for me to do at home other than any of like my online training stuff, which is all done. So I'm kind of like at a bit of a loose end. But actually where I am is it's actually pretty all right. You know, I haven't got to work from home, so Yo, where's my diamond sword at? Hope I put it in a chest over there. Otherwise, that's a bummer. But yeah, I haven't got to work from home, so I'm just kind of like vegetating. But actually, the kind of productivity it's given me to, you know, make videos right here, and just in general, just do this kind of stuff is, you know, focusing on YouTube a little bit, trying to bring that back from the grave. It's given me a lot of time to just kind of do what I want to do, and it's the kind of time off that I've not had for 12 years, you know, something like that. It's been ages since I've had a school summer holiday, and I've had an extended period of time where my time is my own. I haven't got to do anything. So whilst I wouldn't say that the situation the planet is facing at the moment is a blessing in disguise, I would say that I feel as though I'm kind of making the best out of it that I can. I think that's probably fair to say. I don't need that many saddles. You just don't need that many. Okay, I'm gonna need to pop some of these back in here. Why a stone sword? I have absolutely zero need for a stone sword, I tell you that much right now. What I am hoping for, though, and this didn't occur to me until afterwards, was that the monitor that I ordered, I hope will still get delivered, because obviously everything is shut down, so I don't know what that... I did put it in here, great. So obviously I don't know what like delivery schedules are up to and that sort of thing. I am assuming that they are still going ahead. We still get our post every day, so part of me wants to think that if I order something online, then I can still get it. But I think that... well, no, there's no think about it. That does remain to be seen because, well, I haven't gotten it yet. I haven't even had a confirmation email saying, like, you can expect your order at this time, or thanks for your order, we're just working on this. All I've had is literally a kind of, thank you for placing your order, we'll get round to it. Which, it's a little bit disconcerting, but entirely understandable given the current climate, as people are referring to it as. I don't think anyone can just say, given the current Armageddon. Having said that, oh, excuse me. Having said that, I don't think referring to it as Armageddon is probably helping matters too much. I did get a letter today from the NHS blood transfusion department. They are still going ahead with blood transfusion, not transfusions, but blood donations. So at the very least, even if I am not getting out of the house all that often, I am going to be allowed out to go and donate blood, which is fantastic. I'm glad they're still allowing me to do that. It did occur to me, like, you know, people are still getting sick with other things, so there's no reason why they shouldn't be allowing those to continue ahead. So I am at the very least thankful that I am able to leave with legitimate reason and go and donate blood. That much is a small blessing. Alright, so that is going to do it for this episode. I've got a little bit more to bring over here, but we're pretty much on the way. I think next episode we could actually begin to clear some of this out. I'm hoping that my new monitor will be here and that I can get time lapses worked out and stuff like that, so that we can actually watch the great deforestation begin from a more interesting angle than my face pressed against the wood. But we will have to see how that goes. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Alright everyone, so you are joining me now as my camera account here on the Netrock server. You can see my little spectatory head right there, just floating in the sky. My skin is, not that you can even tell on spectator mode, but I got the skin for Lakitu, the monster from the Super Mario games, who sits in the cloud, looking over everything, throwing enemies at you. You know, he starts all the races in Mario Kart. He seemed like a nice little, he seemed like a good skin to have, just to float above the world and observe. So that's why I got Lakitu. I've also nicknamed him Takitu after the channel. It was a joke. Anyway, the reason why we're here as the camera account is just to get a little look-see from up above at what we're kind of working with in the area. So here's my new temporary base here in the Jungle Bay, as you can see. And then over this way, if we just fly over the bamboo forest, you can see we have our mesa base right there. So I mentioned that we'll want to build perhaps a path coming through. Maybe the best way for us to do that would be to use this massive flat open space right here as a sort of staging area. And then you've got nice easy access to the cave spider farm, which is just down in that little section right there. And then we can have like a couple of buildings here, and then a path can sort of snake and creep its way through the jungle, past all these little bits of water, cutting through the bamboo, and all this sort of stuff, weaving in and out of the trees. And by this point here, we will have hopefully begun to cut a lot of these trees and things down and started to build our base just on this section right here. Now if we have a little more of a fly around, you'll see we've got a river that cuts through here and plenty more trees and all sorts of stuff. We've got so much space, we just need to clear it. And then we've got some more rivers going on around here, an actual like a second sort of island right here as well. In fact, it looks like we've got 3 more or less. Oh, cloud layer. Too high. So we've got a few little islands grouped in the middle here, which might be cool to make something with. My only hesitation about this space is that we are still fairly close to the mesa biome right here, which is great. You know, it's nice and accessible for resources and things like that. However, I do kind of want to be a bit more buried in the jungle. So maybe what we should actually look at doing is using this space right here to build our fortress, and then we've still got that nice picturesque little island in the middle. We're a little bit further away from the mesa. You can still see it a little bit through the bamboo just over there, but then we've got a little bit more distance between us and the mesa biome. It'll help us feel a little bit more secluded in our jungle home. Other than that though, I'm not sure what else we've got going on. We're just going to need to clear some trees and see what we can do with the space. That's why I would like to be able to get time lapses working, because I feel like it would look so much better chopping trees down if my camera was up here as opposed to down on the ground looking at the wood itself. Between episodes, I reckon I'm just going to carry on enchanting all of my gear. I'm going to try and get access to some wither skulls, and I'm going to bring everything else over here. I'm going to move my farms over here and stuff as well. Basically going to completely finish relocating from the mesa here to our little jungle paradise right here. And I see those salmon over there just kind of waggling about but not really doing anything. Oh well. Thanks for watching everyone. I shall see you next time. If you've enjoyed this video, please do feel free to leave a thumbs up and a comment down below letting me know what you thought, and maybe you'd even consider hitting the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I will see you next time. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.